Good morning, guys and gals. Froggy here. This is a Shark Multiflex Shark Duo Clean. So I don't know if that's the official model name or what, but anyway, it's one of those Shark vacuum. And my wife used it to vacuum up some construction debris. We're having our kitchen done, and please don't use one of these to vacuum up construction debris. Use a shop vacuum. Anyway, it stopped working, and now I've got to give it a deep cleaning, see if I can get it working again. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to take it apart. I've already taken the cord, unwound, and let's go from here. Right there in the middle of your screen is a lever. That is the wand release. There's a power connection in there and also a mechanical connection. I'm going to press that down and pull it apart. I need two hands. Okay, so there it's apart. There's your power connection and the suction tube. And now we can put this to one side. We're going to clean the top filters up there, and then we're also going to clean the power head down there. You can press this button here to make the shaft bend. It has a little accordion style thing here. This collects a lot of dust, so you should be in a place where you don't mind if you drop a lot of dust, because that's what's going to happen, especially if it's been used to pick up construction dust. So that's one disconnect there. We're going to take this filter. There's a couple of filters in here. We're going to take that off by clipping those two things, pressing those two things. The filter comes off. I've already cleaned this filter, but I'm going through it again to show you. All right. Nothing else there. That all stays. There's your filters. Detach the cup. There's two of these, one on each side. So you press them and then you pull down on this gray part. And that takes out your filters. Now you can also open up the top here. And what I did, there's the release for that. Okay. And you can just take some general cleaning spray. I used some Purple Power spray or some super cleaner, whatever it is. It's kind of an automotive thing, but it's good for this. Spray this all, and you can hose it down with a spray hose. There's nothing there that's going to get rusty. This one here, pull off the outside foam filter, and it's going to be really, really dirty. This one's clean because I already cleaned it. And inside you've got another filter here. Now what I like to do for these is I take a garden hose and I shove it in one end, and then I just kind of squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until it looks pretty clean. This one I shove the hose down there and just press it. Don't use a stiff bristle brush on it. Just kind of press it. And the action of the water flowing opposite of the way the dust was going forces the dust out. And I'm going to put these three items out in the sun and let them dry. If you have some compressed air, you could also use some compressed air to speed up the drying process. So we're not quite done with this. What I like to do is straighten it out again and take any kind of a long stick. I have no idea what this went to, but I like to put a stick up this shaft and make sure there's no obstructions in there. There, you see the stick running all the way through. So that's clear. There could be something stuck a little bit sideways in there. You never know. And then take this and bang it and shake it and get as much dust as you can into your trash can. And then you're pretty much done with this top end. Now we're going to work on the bottom end. I'll just give you a brief look at Froggy has compressed air. So this is what you would use to, mostly all these little nooks and crannies on this thing, you can blow them out and like that. If you don't have compressed air, don't worry about it. Just leave them out in the sun long enough so that they're dry when you put them together. So the compressed air works best for this one, and for that one, just blow it down the inside and squeeze it with your hand at the same time. This one is just like a sponge. Just squeeze it. The compressed air doesn't do too much with that one. Okay? I think the compressed air is also going to be good for blasting off some of this construction dust. Suggest you do this outside if you have compressed air. To get the front roller out, you're going to press these two back like that. Press them back and the roller will drop out, or you somehow are going to need to be pressing both of these at the same time and jiggle it or something to get the roller to drop out. So actually, before the roller drops out, those two releases will take this plastic piece off the top. My bad, my mistake. So that releases the plastic piece. And then you have a little notation here that says pull. You pull on that side, and this side stays in, this side comes out, and that releases the roller. This side has got a gear type attachment here so that it spins. So you see I just pulled there and it comes out, and then that way a little bit and it comes out of the other side. This is where the gears or the drive parts fit together right there. So this is actually pretty clean here. I'll just blow it a little bit with my compressed air. Okay? That's as far as I am going to go with taking this apart. I'm going to take a knife and cut all these hairs. This should turn. It's attached to a motor, so it's not going to spin freely, but this should turn by hand. If it doesn't turn by hand, you've got a bigger problem than what Froggy can help you with. But if it turns by hand, just take a knife or a scissor, clean off all these hairs. You want to get into these little rollers here. These little rollers, they'll have hair wrapped around them too. And what I did is I took a needle nose plier and pulled the hair out of there, one on each side, and then blow this with some more compressed air. When you get started with some of this wrapping of hair, the whole thing will eventually come out if you keep teasing it, because it's all wrapped almost like one piece. So once you get it going, just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and you'll get it all out. And then it should spin pretty freely. It won't spin like crazy, but it'll spin pretty loose, okay? So once again, take your little stick, shove it through there, make sure there's no obstruction in there. You can straighten this out just by forcing it open. I don't think there's any latch on it. It's just like a force clip that holds it to a 90-degree angle or straightens it out. This is straight so you can get underneath furniture. Now I'm going to cut off those hairs and I'll show you how to put it back together. If you're careful, you can pry underneath this and release it and be able to clean it a little easier. I used a flat blade screwdriver and just kind of gently pried underneath here. It's just a press fit. Carefully, you don't damage where it clips back in. So I just took the screwdriver and pressed on the metal axle, gently pressed it down, and it snapped back in there. It did not seem like one side was different than the other side, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's see if we can get this other one out. Looks a little bit different construction. So this side is quite different. You can't pop it out, and it actually, for some reason, doesn't seem to be as dirty with hair wrapped around it as the other side. So I just used my needle nose and pulled out what I could pull out. It's moving pretty good. Yeah, it's moving as good as the other side. So don't try to disassemble this anymore. I'm going to take my lunch break and let those parts dry a little bit more, and then I'll show you how it goes back together. Alrighty, let's put this back together. We snapped these little wheels in. I already showed you how to do that. The front roller. Find the gear side. That's the gear side. So those things mesh in with the gear side. I'm going to try and do this one-handed there. And this, I could flip it over, but this goes from the bottom the way I've got it, the way I have it positioned on my workbench. I just pull it up like that. Now I'll flip it over and show you what I did. All right there. Okay, this see-through cover goes on. Remember, that was these things release. So I think you just shove those two tabs in and press down. Let me have two hands. Yeah, that's it. I just couldn't do it one-handed. So shove those tabs in, press down here and here, and it'll clip. You'll hear it click. Okay? So this foam filter goes over that filter. There's really no top or bottom. Just goes on like that. And then that goes in here. Again, I'm trying to one hand. So that way, oops, that way like that. I'm going to need two hands to get it to click. All right, make sure you've got a good tight seal, no gaps around all that edge there. And this, you can close this top here, now that it's all nice and dry. You see how that little rectangle part is going to line up there, and the round part is going to line up there. And then these two, these, where it says detached dust clip, one on each side, those are going to clip in there. Okay, I'm going to use two hands. And you'll hear a snap when that goes in. Make sure that this rectangle piece is up tight against its receiving part. And that's the top. All we got to do is snap it together in the middle. Let's point this up. Make sure that your electrical connection is clean on both sides. It should stay pretty clean, but make sure there's nothing blocking in there. And then just raise it up. And little focus there. See, I had a little bit of dust still falling out there. And tap it a little bit. See that dust coming out? Mainly that's because of all those accordion type. It gets stuck up in that accordion type area. Gee whiz, come on. All right, I'm going to put this down and shake it a little bit and clean it. Press your wand release button down, and that'll help it go in a little bit easier. I thought it would never end. So finally I got as much as I could out, and then I just snapped it together. It's only going to get filled up with more dust and dirt anyway, so you don't really have to spend 10 minutes on it shaking it. Let's plug it in and try it. Okay, this has a low speed and a high speed. That's low. That's high. back to low, and off. The only thing that is a little funny to me, there seems to be a delay or a lag when I hear the motor start up here and when the power head starts turning. See if you can notice it. I'll put the camera next to the power head so you can hear this click on. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. So if somebody can put down in the comments, is that delay a normal thing? Does yours do that with a delay, like about a 1 second, 1.5 second delay before the power head starts moving? I would like to know that. Other than that, it seems to be fixed again. So I hope this helps you out. Give me a thumbs up or a like if it does. Subscribe to my channel if you want more from Froggy. And ring the bell if you want notification. Be safe. Have fun. Froggy out. Bye-bye.